talking all things Petal Panther football. This is the Petal Panther Preview Show from El Mariachi Loco in Petal, Mississippi on SuperTalk Hattiesburg 97.3. Now, here's your host, the voice of the Petal Panthers, Mark Easley.
Go.
Good Tuesday evening to everyone, and coming to you live from El Mariachi Loco with the Petal Panther Preview Show. El Mariachi Loco is a family-owned business offering an authentic Mexican and Cuban dining experience featuring traditional recipes. You can visit them right here on Central Avenue in Petal. We appreciate their support of Petal Athletics and all year long, and especially during football season as they're hosting us and doing a great job every Tuesday night. We'd love to have you come and join us here and sit in on the show, listen to it live from El Mariachi Loco, or you can tune in, of course, on SuperTalk Hattiesburg 97.3. We appreciate Dalton Stanford taking care of business back in the radio station for us, directing and producing the program. We can join tonight by a couple of Panthers, head coach. You just got a promotion. Coach Boyles don't want to show up. Whoa. Keith Pygott just got promoted to head coach. Y'all, if anybody sees Marcus between now and Friday, let him know that his duties have been relieved.
Oh, no, I don't need that pressure on me.
Assistant Coach Keith Pygott back for an encore performance. His fans wrote into the station, said, we want to hear more of Coach Pygott. So he is back by popular demand. That's it. And then senior place kicker Sam Haydell will be joining us later on in the program as well, and we'll get to talk some Petal football with Sam as well. This past Friday night was a good one for the Panthers as they hosted West Jones. The Mustangs came in thinking they might have had a shot, but they left with their – I don't know if Mustangs can tuck their tail between their legs, but anyway, they weren't galloping out of Petal after the game was over with. 45-6, Petal with the big win. West Jones took advantage of a mishandled punt after they were held on their opening drive of the ball game. They recovered it and was able to punch it in with 11:08 to play in the first quarter, but the point after was blocked, and West Jones led 6-0, not a minute into the ball game, but that was the highlight for West Jones. After that, it was all Panthers with 10:14 to go, a 46-yard in the first quarter, a 46-yard run by Easley Brown. The point after by the man sitting across from us tonight, Sam Haydell, made it 7-6, where the Panthers took the lead that they would not relinquish the rest of the night. 2:49 left in the first quarter. A 79-yard pass to Trey Barnes from Caden Belton, and another point after was good. 14-6, that was the score after one quarter of play. In the second quarter, the Panthers continued to pour it on. 6:49 to go in the half. A 2-yard run by Chavez Walker, and the point after was 21-6, a 5:36 mark of the second quarter. A 59-yard punt return by Easley Brown. The point after made it 28-6, and then the Panthers tacked on another touchdown with just under 2 minutes to go in the half. A 74-yard pass to Trey Barnes again from Caden Belton, and the point after rounded out the first half scoring at 35-6. Panthers in the third quarter came out with 8:15 to go, had a nice drive, scored a touchdown on a 29-yard pass to Malcolm Fornerette from Caden Belton, and the point after not by Sam Haydell but by younger brother Henry Haydell. Let him get in on the action. His point after made it 42-6, and that got the clock to running in the second half, and it never stopped. The Panthers rounded out the scoring in the fourth quarter at the 10:30 mark, if I can read my handwriting there. A 39-yard field goal by Sam, and that made the final score. That rounded out the scoring at 45-6, and then the clock was able to run on out with both teams having another possession after that field goal. So 45-6 the final for the Panthers. They improved to 4-2 overall. That 6-game rough stretch of non-region football games came to a close. The Panthers, again, won 4 of those 6, lost a couple on the road at Gulfport, at Columbia. And since that Columbia game, have won 3 in a row and playing a lot better football. And we'll be joined now by assistant coach Keith Pygott. And you look at the schedule that we had at the start of the season, those 6 games, knowing you want to play a tough schedule going in to prepare you for the region part of our schedule. And when you do that, you're going to have some ups and downs, but we finished those 6 games on a really good streak of playing well and winning 3 games against good football teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into the year and preparing the schedule, that was Coach Boyle's focus, really was getting some good competition and being able to have to prepare each week at a high level to take on a really good opponent, and really not having an off week to be able to relax or And the off week that we had on our schedule, we got filled with West Jones.
Yep.
So he wanted to play those competitive teams to get us ready for what we're fixing to get started with going into this week and then the rest of the year.
Yeah, you had a gauntlet. Yeah, a gauntlet of 6 games, non-counting as far as playoff concerns are, but now you're starting a gauntlet of region play.
Right. One
of the toughest regions in the state, year in and year out, in Region 3 7A football. Start with 2 on the road at Oak Grove, at Brandon. So you're not going to – there's no cupcakes in the region anyway, but then, hey, you're biting off 2 good ones on the road, but you're going to beat them anyway.
That's right.
So
that's right.
whether you play them at home or not, you got to get out there and compete.
Yep.
And we will talk about Oak Grove later on. Let's talk about this past Friday night's game real quick from your aspect of it. Special team coach, linebacker coach as well. On the special teams, mishandled a couple of punts, but we had the big punt return for a touchdown that really got some momentum. And Easley Brown's a threat to score from anywhere on the field, and he showed that on that punt return. He had bobbled that one, picked it up, and it looked like they had him corralled. And then all of a sudden, he just broke right in front of our sideline, and it was off to the races. I don't know if that was you running down the sideline with him or not. I thought I saw somebody running. Was that you?
It was me. I was right there with you, hollering, go, go, go.
Yeah, but special teams play, that is, as a punt returner, you're back there by yourself. Mm-hmm. And when that ball has good hang time, those cover guys are going to be on. Yeah, that's a tough position to play.
It's a tough position. It takes a lot of courage to stand there and catch that ball knowing those guys are running right at you. One thing we try to focus on in our weekly game planning and the effort that we give on Friday is just our hold up from being able to hold off those guys running down and getting close to him where he's got an opportunity to catch it with some space. And if we could ever give him that, then we know he's definitely a threat to go score.
Yeah.
And, of course, he dropped the first one like you mentioned earlier, that was disappointing. But their center did a great job and gave great effort.
Yeah.
And we actually missed him. And he was able to outrun the guy that was supposed to hold him up, and he went down in a minute. The ball hit Easley's hands. He hit him and knocked the ball out, and they were able to recover it and go score. And it was good to see our team immediately bounce back and block that extra point, and then ultimately be able to take control of the game, after giving up that score. But the punt return was big. He had 15 yards of space once he dropped that ball to be able to gather it and get his composure and then make a play. So the other guys on the field really did an awesome job in that moment holding their man up and blocking him to give him an opportunity right there. So it was a unit effort, no doubt.
Your average fan up in the stands, they see that, and all they see is a punt going up and somebody backfielding. They don't understand or don't really see all the the little things that go into it, like you say, holding up the gunners, holding up the line a little bit, holding up that center, throwing him off stride some just to keep him from getting down the field as quickly as he can, because usually if that center is not touched, he's the first one down the field.
That's right. So we have to watch and game plan to see how their center actually releases, because most of them aren't blocked.
Yeah.
But he's the first threat. That's exactly right.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into that. And kick returns as well. We had a couple of nice kick returns the other night, whether it's set up to the right, left, whatever. There's so much goes into the game planning of how you plan to return the kick. You just don't catch it and take off running up the field.
That's right.
There's a plan to it.
There is, yes. Me and Coach Robertson work on Sundays for 4 or 5 hours, just sitting watching the kicking game. Coach Boyles allows us to do that, even though both of us coach a position on offense and defense. He allows us to have that time to go in my office and just focus on what do we have to do to put together the best plan we can to go out and execute it. And then he allows us to have quality practice time also during the week to hit on each phase. And, sometimes some of the things that we find and are able to take advantage of are big-time difference makers in our game. Just like Sam, we were up 14-6, and we saw on film that they were going to give us an opportunity for onside kick if they lined up a certain way.
Did you read my script over here in my mind? No, in my mind. I was going to ask you about that too.
Well, as soon as the first kickoff, we saw, okay, well, they'll line up like we saw on film, so we can take advantage of this if the moment's right. And then 14-6, I said, let's do it. Yeah. And Sam made a great kick, and we recovered it, and that was a big moment also because we went down and scored. Yeah. There.
That was a case where I'm trying to remember. There was not a white jersey. I think Wes was in white Friday night.
White,
there wasn't a white jersey within that football about 10 yards.
No.
So, again, that's just that prep and practice, practicing that because you knew on film you'd seen that. And that's what Chuck Robertson, I always talk about Chuck, my partner, former head coach, former coach as well. And he said they must have seen something on film for it to be that wide open. And he's always picking up on those little things like that there. So, obviously, it was that you just confirmed.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We give out a chain also. I don't know if you've seen the kids wear that anytime a big moment occurs special teams wise. That's all it applies to, is they get to run over and take a picture wearing this big chain, and it's got a huge deal on it, a Panther head that says game changer, because those moments are ultimately moments that are the difference between winning and losing, especially against good opponents.
Exactly.
So we try to win more than we lose of those, for sure.
And you can tell watching teams throughout the season, those that really emphasize special teams are one of the three facets of the game: offense, defense, special teams. Those that don't put a lot of time into it, it shows up, because it can be the difference in winning and losing a ball game, especially those close games against good teams when you get in region play. You've got to be solid in all three phases.
Amen.
Yeah, you talk about that chain. That got me thinking, what can we have for the announcers up in the press box? We need a chain up there.
I think we need to get y'all something, no doubt.
We need to have somebody that runs the bleachers after a big play, busts through the door and throws a chain. Now, I don't know.
Maybe Josh could bring you one of his belts.
I don't know who that person would be, but if my memory serves me correctly, because as I carry all this equipment up the top of those stadiums, it's 80 plus steps up to the top of there.
It's a long way.
So if whoever's going to be running up there, better not have to go back on special teams and run the length of the field. We're visiting with assistant coach Keith Pygott, in charge of the special teams as well. This past Friday night, we had a big game through the air to Trey Barnes. Trey has an ability to run past people, and he did that the other night. He had a 79-yard touchdown catch, a 74-yard touchdown catch, 3 catches for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good numbers right there.
Absolutely. Trey came in this year. He's first year here. His mom got hired as a coach here, so he transferred with her, and we're definitely glad to have him. He's been a great addition to our team, and so far this year, up until Friday, we haven't been able to see that deep threat out of him, but finally Friday, him and Caden were able to connect with each other, and he was able to show off some of the good things he has about him that adds to our team.
And we talked with Coach Pete Holman last week, and it all starts with that offensive line, giving Caden time to see him, give it time for the route to develop that far down the field, and then putting the ball on the money. And they did a good job of that Friday night. And you need some of those big plays like that to loosen up the defense, obviously.
Correct.
Because when you have the stable of running backs like we have, Easley, Chavez, Caden's a threat, T. McCullum comes in and runs hard. When you have those running backs like that, it's tough to spread that defense out if you're not able to complete some passes.
Complete the deep pass, that's right. You got to do it to be able to open up that run game.
Yeah, and if you don't open up the run game, you become one-dimensional.
Makes it tough.
When I talk with Coach Boyles, he always says, hey, if you'll if we can make a team one-dimensional, we're probably going to win the football game. So we want to avoid being one-dimensional.
Exactly.
All right, this assistant coach Keith Pygott. We'll come back on the other side of this break, and we'll have a little conversation with senior place kicker Sam Haydale. Back after this with more of the Petal Panther Preview Show.
Preview Show from El Mariachi Loco in Petal, Mississippi on SuperTalk Hattiesburg 97.3.
Welcome back to the Petal Panther Preview Show here at El Mariachi Loco. Again, El Mariachi Loco is a family-owned business offering an authentic Mexican and Cuban dining experience featuring traditional recipes. Come visit them on Central Avenue right here in Petal. We're being joined now by senior place kicker Sam Haydale. Sam, thanks for coming and join us tonight, and even got your boss with you, I see, sitting over there, but we won't talk about her too much. But thanks for being with us tonight. How many years you been playing football?
This is my 4th year playing football. Well, I guess I played a year in 7th grade, and then I ended up not doing it my 8th grade year. And then 8th grade year, I emailed Coach Glenn. I was like, hey, I've been playing soccer my entire life. I think I want to try out this kicking thing.
Yeah.
And I'd say it worked out well for me.
Yeah. John Dix does the live stream for us, and he had talked about you. He said, yeah, he's a soccer player, but he's a good kicker too, and obviously it has. I know as a freshman, so you're taking the 8th grade year off and played soccer, but you've been playing soccer all the way up till freshman year, or you still play soccer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you still play both of them. Obviously, you see a lot of. I don't even know if have you ever seen a straight-on kicker, place kicker?
Oh, no, old videos, videos that are pixelated.
Oh, my goodness. Man, now you're making me feel really old. But I'm going to say just every place kicker now is a soccer-style kicker with that. So, obviously, soccer players make good kickers. Maybe none better than the Dallas Cowboys kicker right now.
Brandon Aubrey. He's a hoot. He can kick the ball very far, and it looks like he's doing it with no effort.
Exactly. That's what amazes me. They hearing the announcer say, "Well, if they get it to midfield, they were within his range."
Exactly.
You're looking at a 67-yard field goal, and it's like it's a 30-yarder.
Exactly.
But the no effort. I guess a little bit of physics and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a I can't diagnose a kick, but as you said, it looks like it's no effort at all.
Oh, exactly.
So as a kicker, what's your preparation like? I know practice. We hear, kickers, they're a little different. Now, talking with you, you don't sound any different.
I mean, I'm a bit. I'm not going to lie. Well, recently I took a trip up north, and I had Monday and Tuesday off. And then I came back that week, and Coach Boyles, Coach Pygott, Coach Robertson, they all kind of saw a difference in me in the way I was hitting the ball, the way I was kicking the ball. Like, hey, having that Monday and Tuesday off might have done something for you. So now I have Mondays and Tuesdays off.
There you go.
I sit there on the sideline. I'm a good teammate. I cheer everybody on.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Wednesday's kind of my prep day. Coach Pygott hasn't really thrown anything new at me because I've been doing this for 4 years. So I kind of know everything that's kind of in his arsenal. He knows everything that's in my arsenal. And so he kind of, on Monday, he kind of tells me what he thinks I'm going to be kicking this week, whether that be sky kicks or deep kicks. And then so I take Wednesday and I kind of refresh myself on some of those kicks. Don't really overwork my leg too much. Wednesday evening's ice bath. Thursdays stretch and only kicking what we have during practice. And then Fridays, just stay off my legs as much as possible. I think for 4 years, 3 of those years, I've brought a comforter and a pillow and just slept on the floor until about 5:30 whenever it's time to get ready. And, I mean, for me, I'm not one of those people who really gets, locked in and has to be quiet. I'm a goofball. I'm not going to lie. I'm crazy. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to joke. I'm going to joke while I'm on the sidelines. But I know, it's kind of I have that switch that – for now, it keeps me calm, goofing around, and then I have that switch the second I walk on the field. It's just like everything goes blank, everything goes silent. It's just I know it's me and the ball.
Business,
Exactly.
Yeah. Last year, obviously one of the kicks that stands out to me is the playoff game at Gulfport after they had tied it up. We had that nice drive into the game and kicked the game-winning field goal with less than 20 seconds, I think it was, to win that opening round of the playoffs on the road. So. Is it any different? You say it's just your mind sort of goes blank. Is one kick more important than the other, or do you approach like that game-winning kick? Obviously, there's a little bit of pressure, but you can't think about that. You don't just go through your routine. But in your mind, is there any way you approach those differently, those pressure kicks?
For me, there really isn't, because Coach Smith, he's probably the person who taught me how to kick. He's our head golf coach now, but he kind of drilled that into me. Every single kick's the exact same. I treat a PAT the same way I treat a 50-yarder. And so it's kind of going out there and treating every single kick the exact same. For me, honestly, I don't get nervous on the game-winning field goal. I get nervous on the kickoff afterwards because now I have something I could mess up.
Don't kick it out of bounds.
Exactly.
Don't kick it to the best return guy.
Exactly. I'll never forget last year, that kickoff. Everybody talks about the game-winning field goal. That kickoff was not great last year afterwards. And what was it? This year, I did something great.
Yeah. You talking about Gulfport again?
Yep, Gulfport again. Exactly what I'm talking about.
And maybe something about Gulfport. We don't need to play them on the road.
I think so. I think we need to have them at home this year.
Yeah. You have a strong leg. You're 5'7". I forgot the weight, but you're not a big guy. But again, it's the technique and all. You have a strong leg. You can put it in the end zone for touchbacks. But again, it's the approach and what strategy you have, whether it's going to be a sky kick or a placement or whatever. When you have that sky kick, and you don't quite get it where it's supposed to go. How is it coming over to the sideline?
It depends on which coach I'm looking at that game based on how I've already done.
Yeah.
Usually in the earlier kicks, Coach Bulls is the more mad coach, and then as it goes on, Coach Pygott gets progressively more mad, and Coach Bulls gets less mad. So I kind of I gauge myself for which one I'm going to go to. I tried not to get to that point, but then I have had some rough games this year. I mean, Columbia, I didn't have a great game.
Yeah. Well,
I had two kicks,
join the crowd. You weren't the only one. I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody on the team that say they had a good game.
I believe Gunner got player of the game that game. He's like, if a punter's getting player of the game, I don't think we did too hot. It's like, all right, Gunner.
Yeah, he punted really well that night.
He did punt very well that night.
Yeah. So, but on those sky kicks, the one you're talking about specifically, we watched and we saw the coaches when it went. We like to watch the peripheral as well. We watched the action, then we watched the reaction of the coaches. It was priceless, I tell you what.
I'll tell you.
But we didn't have to come talk to them or face them afterwards.
Definitely not.
But anyway, kicking's obviously a big part of the game. One of the three phases we talked about in the first segment here. Even when things don't go the way you want it to, you can rely on your defense to step out there and make plays, and that's what happened against Gulfport.
Exactly.
All right, on the what's it like having your brother on the team with you?
That it really hasn't caught on, or it hadn't hit me yet until I got to actually play a varsity point with him. And that first point, I don't know I guess he was nervous. He swears he was nervous, and I just think he was trying to mess me up just for fun. But that first PAT, he double clutched it, dropped it, and then set it on the tee. I was like, oh my gosh, Henry, got me a miniature heart attack. Took 5 years off my life, but. After that, it was a very smooth operation. And then getting to hold for him, and I got to do that last year with him on JV, and that was a surreal experience, getting to hang out with my little brother, have fun, goof around with him. Because I've gotten to play soccer games with him before, and that's enjoyable. I mean, we play high school together. But getting to do that in front of that many people and something that I enjoy so much, and getting to see him get that same enjoyment with him. Because, I mean, he's a great kicker, and I feel like any other school in the state he'd be starting. Yeah. Except he's behind me because I'm his older brother, and I'm not going to tell him everything just yet.
That's right.
You got to take a little bit off of it. Hey. But no, it's really, really fun, and I really enjoy it because I have my best friend there every single day hanging out with me at practice. We just get to goof around the entire time. So
that's sophomore Henry Haydell, his younger brother, and you let him in, and he had an extra point in the game Friday night. So that's the first time he's kicked in a varsity game this year. So again, that's got to be special having that blood relationship on the team as well.
Yes, sir.
You talked about your routine going into the week. In your pregame routine, we always watch the kickers going out, warming up. Your pregame routine. You have a long field goal of 41 yards this year. What is your range? Because in warm-ups we can say that hasn't been good from 50. What's the longest you've hit?
So I had an injury last year after soccer or during soccer season that definitely lowered my range coming into this year. Though I feel like I've gained a lot of that back. Last year I hit from 58.
Yeah.
This year I'd say on a really good day I'm hitting 55, but game day, realistic game scenario, 47 and in would probably be my personal comfort.
Yeah.
Coach's comfort's going to be different, and I understand that, and what they send me out for, I'm going to be grateful every single time. I mean, a career long of 41 was really big for me, and I didn't hit that ball great, but it still went in. And, I mean, that 39-yarder Henry was looking at, I was like, that might be good from 50. I was like, all right, Henry, I don't need you to give a big head here, all right?
All right, before we go back to Coach Pike and talk Oak Grove quickly before we wrap up. All right, Coach Boyles isn't here. Give me a good Coach Boyles story. And he's not watching or listening because he's at the JV game.
You know what? I'm going to tell you about West Jones.
Okay.
We're at West Jones, and there were a few, we'll call it choice pass interference calls, called on Carmelo Ross.
Oh, yes.
Who's somebody who I've interacted with for forever now. I never forget 6th grade art class with him. But they threw a pass over towards that same wide receiver on Carmelo's side after, I think it was 2 pass interference calls, and it goes way over the wide receiver's head. Coach Bowles said, don't touch him. Don't touch him. In fact, social distance. And I was like, oh, wow. That was amazing.
He's going COVID on him, huh?
That was probably my favorite Coach Bowles moment of all time there.
I can feel his pain, though, because some of those calls, man, they were rough. All right, a quick one for Coach Pygott. Oh, we got to have a Coach Pygott story, too.
Oh, a Coach Pygott story. Oh, my. Oh,
it's a good
sophomore year, preparing for Oak Grove, actually. He's telling me, for the life of me, I could not kick a kick. And Coach Pygot's like, I'm going to show you how to do it. And he goes up there and kicks the kick perfectly. And I never understand how he did that. None of that will ever make sense to me. But he kicked that kick absolutely perfect. He could go up there again and not do that. He just did that the first try, absolutely perfect. I'm like,
and you were hoping he's going to
exactly.
Really mess it
I was
up.
hoping he's about to hit that ball straight into the ground. He kicks that ball. I'm like, Coach Pygot.
It's like he knows what he's talking about.
Put some
All
pads on.
right, let's talk Oak Grove real quick, Coach. All right, now.
I'll give a quick shout-out to my wife, Jennifer, and daughter, Brinley, and son, Hunter. They're listening.
Okay. Now, I got a question for you. How close did you come to pulling the groin on that kick?
Oh, I'm an athlete.
Elite.
I never kicked in my life. I just got so aggravated that he couldn't do it that I was bound and determined to prove that it could be done. So I just turned around and kicked the thing.
So
you
need to go on ESPN Game Day and win the boys money.
Exactly.
All right, Oak Grove winners of 4 in a row after losing the first 2 to start the season. Identical records with Petal 4-2. Over there, it's always a tough game when you play Oak Grove. Doesn't matter where you play, but in a rivalry like that, you really have to keep our wits about us and be focused on football and making plays.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a challenge playing them, and always fun.
Yeah.
It's always a competitive game, and there's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
Every time we play them. This year, getting that first district win is going to be huge for both of us. Going into what we have to face throughout the rest of the season. But we love the opportunity, and going over there on their home field will add to that challenge.
Yeah.
We know. But hopefully we'll be up for it.
Yeah. Same old Oak Grove team. Like to throw it around some. Got a good running back as well.
Good quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback's a junior this year, and looks good. They've been in some shootouts, and he's performed well, and they run the ball well, and it'll be another great Petal Oak Grove battle.
That kickoff's at 7 o'clock in West Hattiesburg. We'd love to have you there. If you can't join us in person, tune in to SuperTalk Hattiesburg 97.3. One more advantage of going there, you can stop by Krispy Kreme on the way back. That's always my post game. I'm either celebrating or I'm drowning my sorrows in donuts after the game. So Krispy Kreme, the chocolate ice, always the best. If Reggie's there, tell him Coach Easley sent you. So he'll take care of you. We appreciate you joining us here for the Petal Panther Preview Show. We'll hope to see you Friday night. And come join us here next Tuesday night as well. Appreciate Coach Keith Pygott and Sam Haydale joining us. And y'all go take care of some business, JV game, and go take care of home duties tonight.
Absolutely.
We'll talk with you Friday night from Oak Grove or next Tuesday night from El Mariachi Loco. We'll see you. Good evening from El Mariachi Loco.